guys, welcome back. It is now the end of August, and so today I'm going to be doing my August wrap-up and my August book haul. My August book haul is going to be quite short because I only have 2 books to haul this month. The first is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This is a collection of novellas, and it is a prequel to the Throne of Glass series. And the second being Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany, and Jack Thorne. I had a pretty good reading month in August. I was able to read 5 books. 2 of them were rereads, 1 of them was a play, and the other 2 were parts of series, and they were in the young adult genre. First, let's start with Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by J.K. Rowling, Jack Thorne, and John Tiffany. I did do 2 reviews on this book. One of them is a non-spoiler review, and it is pretty much a vlog of my reading this and my thoughts as I was reading this book. And the second one is a very long, I think it's like 15 minutes of a spoiler review on this book. I'll go ahead and post both of the links down below and also in the cards section. So if you're interested, definitely check those out. This is pretty much the 8th Harry Potter book. This is set 19 years later. We are starting where we left off in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, and we are following Harry Potter's son, Albus Severus Potter. This isn't a novel like the Harry Potter series. It is a play. It is very heavy on dialogue, and it's not actually J.K. Rowling's writing. It's her ideas, and Jack Thorne and John Tiffany are the ones who executed and wrote the play. So I ended up giving this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I really did enjoy the plot, although I did feel like there were some problem areas and maybe the plot should have been a little bit fleshed out more, but I did enjoy the concept and how we were able to revisit lots of parts of Harry Potter. But my biggest problem were the characters. I had trouble connecting. I did not enjoy Albus Potter at all. I thought he was so bratty, so selfish. In the end, he had a little bit of character development, but I feel like he really didn't have much, like too many redeeming quality. As far as the original characters like Harry, Ginny, Ron, Hermione, they just lacked so much, and I wasn't able to connect with them. They didn't feel like themselves, but it was enjoyable, and I did like being back in the Harry Potter world. The next book is the second book that I hauled, and this is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. As I said, this is a collection of 5 prequel novellas. I think this is the first prequel and the first novella I've ever read. And I understand why I've never read them, because this book made me cry, like hours crying. I think it was the idea that just got to me. So basically we're following Selena before she got sent to the salt mines, and we finally get to meet Sam, and we know, from the beginning when we start reading Throne of Glass, we know Sam is a boy that she loved, and unfortunately he was killed. I really enjoyed the first novella where we learn about Selena and Sam's relationship. We see how they start really trusting each other and just becoming friends. The second and the third novella I didn't like as much. It was interesting because we get to see more of Selena's, she's so badass, and we really see how complex she is as a character. She's a ruthless assassin. She is so smart, intelligent, she's cunning, but she also has fears and doubts, and she worries. And there's a really interesting line in here where she talks about how she's done all these crazy things like kill people and plot and scheme, but she's never kissed a boy. That is such a young teenage girl thought, and I don't know, I enjoyed that. So Selena just has so many character traits, and that's what I love about her. The 4th and the 5th novella is where things really get intense, and we learn a lot about what happened with Sam. And I think that's what got me so sad, is the fact that I knew exactly, we know what's gonna happen. You don't want her to fall in love with him, and it's emotional, and it's making me emotional just thinking about it. If he was still alive, he would be the character I ship with Selena. They are just amazing together, and they complement each other so well, and I love Sam, and I'm so heartbroken about what happened. And you know what's coming, but you can't stop it. That was the hard part, but I ended up giving this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars because I really did enjoy it. We learned so much about Selena. Sarah J. Maas, you know, her writing is amazing. She is so fantastic with world building and character development. The next 2 books I read are the first and the fourth book of the Chesapeake Bay Saga by Nora Roberts. So after reading The Assassin's Blade, I started getting into a tad bit of a reading slump because it just made me so sad. I wanted something more upbeat. I wanted something more cute and romantic where, you know, the ending is happy. And so I decided to pick up pretty much my favorite adult series. The first book is Sea Swept, and it's about 3 adoptive brothers. They're in their mid-20s when the story begins, and they are brought back together because of a tragedy that happens, and they end up taking on the responsibility of having to care for their 4th adoptive brother, Seth, who is 10 years old. And Sea Swept is in the point of view of Cameron, and then there are the 2 other books are in the point of view of Ethan and Philip, and then the 4th book is actually in the point of view of Seth, but when Seth is 29. So the first 3 is when Seth is 10 years old, and kind of how Seth became part of this family. And these books are just, they're so fantastic because it's really all about family and promises, and of course there's steamy romance. And it's Nora Roberts, so of course there's a happy ending. So I kind of needed an uplifting after The Assassin's Blade. And both these books I always will continue to give a 5 out of 5 stars. And the last book I was able to read this month is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I finally decided to pick this book up. I did enjoy it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It wasn't what I was expecting at all. I think maybe I overhyped it a little bit, so I'm hoping that the series gets a little bit better. So in this book, we follow our main character, Tessa. She is 17 years old, and she leaves her home in New York to go live with her brother in London. Well, when she arrives to London, she ends up getting kidnapped by the Dark Sisters. Now, the Dark Sisters are part of this secret club called the Pandemonium Organization. Tessa soon learns that she has a special ability, and she is able to shape shift into another person. Now, she is rescued by the Shadow Hunters, which are kind of the police of this world, and they are the creation of Angel and Human, whereas the Pandemonium Club are part of the Downworlders, which are the supernatural. So Tessa is rescued by the Shadow Hunters, and she is pretty much just thrown into this new world and meets Will and Jim. These are the 2 male protagonists of this story. While Tessa is trying to learn everything about this new world, she's also trying to learn what happened to her brother and to save him from the Pandemonium Club. I'm excited to see where this series is going to go. Okay, so in total, I was able to read 1,906 pages, which I think is pretty fantastic. I'm really pleased with that. The one thing that I'm a little disappointed is that I was only able to read 1 book out of my 2016 TBR jar, and that was The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. I'm still hoping that I'm able to empty this jar before 2017. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below, let me know the books that you read in August, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye!